a Nepo does not mean you will remain a Nepo. And being a Lapo does not mean you will die a Lapo. If you do not have resources, you have to turn to hard work. You have to read more than your mates. You have to work harder than them. You have to attend classes more than them. And then you can find yourself where they are talking. You need resources. But if you don't have resources, but you have talent, and then you can work hard, you can convert those two to resources. It might take you longer time that perhaps it would take an $30, but you would eventually get there. Getting your kids to get up in the morning at the right time. Getting your kids to do their homework at the right time. Making sure that it is not one extra lesson teacher that is doing the homework for them. That is hard work.
Hello, welcome to another amazing, wonderful episode of the LHC Pod.
Hello.
A podcast inspiring elevated living like no other. My name is Emmanuel, and of course I have my co-host with me, Lola, in the building.
Yes, so Lola is in the building.
Lola, when are you going to start introducing me?
Well, the thing is, you need to pay me to do it at this point.
To pay you?
Yes.
So in that case, my bill is just $5,000 USD.
Oh, you're pretty cheap, bro.
Okay, so just do the transfer now and then we're fine.
Okay. See me after the show.
No, now on camera.
Live on camera?
Yeah.
No, we don't do that here. We don't do that.
No,
we
All right, you know how we do it here. We bring you the best of the best in the society to look at issues, dissect it in various ways that can educate, inform, and entertain you.
Yes, indeed.
And I bet you know that the last episode isn't a bad one at that. It was the best, one of the most exciting episode. But we are here again. What do we have in the offing for you? You want to know?
Yeah.
Lola is always here to give you the cocoa.
Always gingered, always ready. And today's topic is one that I'm very sure you can't relate to.
I can't
100% sure. Yes.
I can relate to it.
Yes, 100% sure. Because we're talking Nepo today.
What is Nepo?
Connections.
Yes,
we'll find out.
Are you talking about electricity connections?
No,
or what?
Nepo. Oh.
Okay. Maybe you are right then. I have no connections, so I can't be a Nepo.
So today,
right,
it's Nepo versus Lapo. That's conversation that's trended on social media where everyone was talking about access, privilege, all the
worldwide, in Africa, or
yeah,
where?
Everywhere. Well, I think
how can you say everywhere?
we talked about it more in the African space.
Okay.
Yes. So, but we're here to talk about it, and of course, we're not alone. We have someone who is going to help us dissect it, chop it, slice it, and dice it. With us today, we have Oluwaseun. He's an accomplished academician, and you'll find out why I said that very shortly, because he's currently wrapping up his PhD thesis in business admin. So he has read more than you, so show some respect. So, without further ado, let us welcome Oluwaseun to today's episode. You are most welcome.
And
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
very
honoring
much.
the invitation.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
a
you.
point of correction, it
Yes.
is not PhD,
Okay.
it is DBA,
Oh,
Okay.
DBA,
Yeah.
my bad.
Doctor
my bad.
of Business Administration.
Okay. All right.
So
Point
now you
taken.
know.
Now I know.
DBA.
But he has still
Well
read
read.
more than you do.
We'll no context to that.
Yes.
And that's why we brought him here,
Yes.
to educate us.
That's why he's a Nepo and you're not. So let's carry on.
So what is Nepo, by the way? Let's have
Ooh.
that conversation. What is Nepo?
I would say it's a derivative of nepotism, which implies access to certain opportunities because of your family background, a privileged family background. It could be access to a job, it could be maybe marital opportunities or whatever it is. You know, even just a name that opens doors in society. basically. So a Nepo baby, by definition, is someone who comes from such a privileged background. Someone whose wealth may not necessarily be known unless, spoken for. But when you see them in action, you know that, yes, this is actually someone from a Nepo background. So classic example, maybe you guys are in school, for example, everybody is trekking to school and the person shows up in a Porsche. Something like that. Quiet wealth.
I can relate.
But basically someone from a very rich background, yes. That's a Nepo baby. And by definition, Lapo is the opposite of that. It means lack of, I'll get that definition again. I think lack of access to opportunities, something like that. But yeah,
You're
so
not
it's
so
There's
sure.
actually
Yes.
lack of access to opportunity, to privileges and opportunities.
Yes.
And
Thank
Nepo
you.
is
Yes.
Numerous and
Numerous.
endless.
Aha. So Emmanuel, which one are you before we tackle our guests?
I'm nowhere. I'm just at the middle.
You're just at the middle.
Nowhere. If you can find me,
Don't
please
disguise.
take me. So, Mr. Sean, what do you think? This conversation has been out there, and then we have back and forth. The Lapo team against the Nepo team, and they've been at each other's throats. What do you have to say when you see this conversation on the social space? What is your take?
Okay, so we're talking about access, we're talking about privileges and
Yes.
opportunities here,
Yes.
or lack of it.
Yes.
And we're talking about who should be respected.
Yes.
So respect is a concept that talks about valuing others and esteeming others.
Okay.
So whether you are Nepo or Lapo, you should be respected. Wherever you belong to, you should be respected.
Okay.
All fingers are not equal. So I don't expect that somebody should be singled out for respect, while the other it is not. Is not because of his background. And this background, you do not have control over it. You just found yourself in this world. You don't know what your parents were doing. So you should not be judged based on the access that your parents have to financial resources or not. So that's my take. Everybody actually should be respected. And it is not in all cases that Nepo babies will do better
Okay.
than Lapo babies.
Oh, okay.
We have numerous examples
Okay.
of people who started from nothing
Okay.
and became something. We all know about Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, who started from nothing. He even said that at a point in his life, he was wearing no shoes, and he became the #1 person in Nigeria. He became the president of Nigeria. So everybody and anybody can become something. If you look at the contrast, you would be looking at somebody like Otedola, whose father was a former governor, and he is also doing well. So if these two personalities are in a meeting or in an event, they will both be respected.
True.
They will both be respected.
Okay.
Contemporarily, you look at Davido,
Okay.
whose father is a rich man,
Okay.
a rich businessman. And you look at Wizkid, whose father lives in Mushin. And if the two of them, enter an event, they will both be respected.
Okay.
So respect should be as a result of your personal effort, should be as a result of the content of your character, and then should be as a result of what you have done or what you have not done.
The argument out there, and what is fueling this narrative on the social space, is that the Lapo babies are saying, which is the less privileged, are saying that for us to get to any level, we are disadvantaged. One. What that means is basically that we have to work 10 times to get to that level. And they're arguing that they seem to be working harder than the Nepo babies. Why? Because those ones have the privileges at their disposal. For instance, they first of all go to the best schools in the world, which puts them at an advantageous position at the end of the day, right? Aside that, they have, what's it called? Grants and funds that have been kept for them. If they have the liberty to fail as many times as possible.
They have access to resources.
They have access to resources, and then they can try multiple things, fail, get back, ask for more funds, and these funds are granted, and then they become the thing that the grass to grace narrative shouldn't be, because again, the issue is that I think that what actually brought the entire conversation is when Otedola's book, and then somebody tweeted and said, "You were never less privileged." So the narrative of the grass to grace narrative should not be there in the first instance. And then the social media user went on to write, do a trend expose on renowned persons that we know in our society and what their background is. And to say, you cannot. Everybody, Davido will come today and says, "Oh, I was this." No, you have privileges. And so give us that crown. Appreciate us for the little things that we've been able to achieve at the end of the day. Why? Because we're first of all at the disadvantaged position. I don't have food to eat. I don't have the liberty or the luxury to say, I will try, I will fail. You are condemned to either try once and get it right, or you fail and you might never get up again. So basically that is it. So what the Lapo guys are saying is to say, appreciate us. Do you think that should be the narrative?
Okay, so I will approach it from 3 angles.
Okay.
The first one is that if you are building a family dynasty, it has to start from somebody. So the question is, where was my father when their fathers were working harder and smarter?
Shots fired.
Okay.
So I don't know where he was. I am not blaming him. He did what he should do, but somehow he just wasn't there.
Okay.
But interestingly, Otedola's father was there, so he could give him. He could start the dynasty.
Oh.
So the interesting thing is that, should I start my own now? Should I work 10 times as his father worked?
To put him...
Do you understand?
Yes.
So that I can give
So that
my
I can
children
give my own children
what
the opportunities.
Otedola's dad gave him and his siblings.
Okay.
That's one angle to look at it. The other angle to look at it is, we need government policy to deal with structural inequalities.
So there is. You agree that there is?
Yes, there is structural inequalities.
Okay.
And anywhere you have this type of inequalities, you would have 3 classes of people. You will have the super rich, you will have the middle class, and you have the very, very poor. Now, the very poor will struggle a lot to be able to get what ordinarily they should get easily. So we need government policy to be able to shrink the divide, to reduce the divide.
Yeah.
That's another approach to it. And if you are talking about what are the kind of policies that government should put out there to help people, you need education, you need social security, you need government to fund education such that the son or the daughter of the less privileged would have access to education. Education is an equalizer.
Okay.
If you are brilliant and you are the son of a farmer, and you are brilliant and you are the son of a multi-millionaire, in the class, education will equalize the two of you. You have same access to information and information is everything. You have same access to knowledge, and knowledge is also almost everything. So government needs to help us to, deal with that.
So if I get what you're saying, the focus really should be on how can I make my own situation better. That is in the case of the Lapo, for example.
Yes. Yes.
As against saying, oh, you have all
And,
this,
and allow the Nepo guys to enjoy their father's wealth.
Well, no, but the Nepo guys they keep on rubbing it off. Something that we're having a conversation now. Before you say Jack Robinson on the internet, it says, I'm not the reason why your father is poor. Or
is the person lying though?
Or they then tell you point out something, and then they tell you, oh, go to hell. I'm not the reason why you're poor. Meanwhile, some of the things that may have been pointed out as a result of maybe it's just to encourage them to say you shouldn't be acting this way, maybe some kind of an advice or something. And then the person turns back and says, oh, I'm not the reason why you're poor. For instance, who English help? Narrative, conversation, who English help? But hey, obviously you made a grammatical blunder, right? And somebody is just basically pointing you to say, okay, there's a grammatical error here. Rather than admit to say, oh, it might be, maybe it's a typo, graphical error, and because you couldn't correct it or something, they say, oh, but who English help? Or am I is my English, is the English feeding you? So these are some of the things. But often, when I would take this from a PRO perspective, because the grass to grace narrative sells faster. And you now have the Nepo guys, which have endless privileges, always going back to say, I was poor. Why? Because they want to whip that weapon of sympathy just so that they can sell their brands. And this is what irks the Lapo guys to say, no, we understand our society. Our society is built in such a way that it is skewed towards the elite. For instance, you just rightly mentioned that education is very important and everybody should be equal. And this is something that the likes of our forefathers, Awolowo and co, fought for. Free education, where everybody is in the same class and they can all learn. But when you look at the society today, things have eroded away. And people are flown to the best of institutions abroad. They come back to take the little available opportunities at stake, leaving no room for the less privileged at the end of the day. Should that be the society that we should find ourselves?
So diligence is a very powerful weapon. I'll go to the scripture. The scripture says, "Seest thou a man diligent in his work, he shall stand before kings." Ability to stand before kings means access. And that's what you are looking for. If you do not have resources, you have to turn to hard work. You have to turn to hard work. Yeah. You have to read more than your mates. You have to work harder than them. You have to attend classes more than them, and then you can find yourself where they are talking. So I was watching one of the daughters of Papa Awolowo. There was this documentary where she was showing some people around Papa's house, and then I saw all the pictures there, and I saw Papa's mom. At a point, she said, "This is Papa's mom." And I saw only one picture. And I didn't see Papa's dad.
Okay.
And what came to my mind was that this man was a self-made man. I'm talking about Chief Obafemi Awolowo.
Right. Okay.
This man was a self-made man.
Okay.
You couldn't even see, it was so bad, you couldn't see the picture of his father.
Okay.
You didn't see the picture of his father. it meant that his father was perhaps a Lapo.
Yikes.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
But Papa made everything by himself. You are talking about flying abroad to some of the best universities. He went there through his personal efforts, through hard work. So I do not see an argument here, and I do not see competition here. What I see is a challenge to the Lapo guys. Go and work hard. If you work hard, you can sit anywhere. I was listening to a documentary where a man said that, can you imagine, Obama is contesting with me. Somebody that should be serving me tea. But Obama went ahead to win that election and became the president of America, almighty America. Obama is the son of a Kenyan. An immigrant in America. So what are we talking about? We're talking about hard work here. If you work hard, the sky is the limit. That's my belief. That's my understanding. So if you are in the company of guys in school and there is a conversation about I'm not the reason why you are poor, or I'm not the reason why your father is poor, you should not be upset. You should not be offended. You should perhaps be challenged to work hard and work harder. That's the way I see life. And I don't get upset. Some of the people that know me, they know that I don't get so upset. I just get challenged. If you throw something at me and I see that you are trying to shade me, I will come back. I remember also the story of Peter Obi, who said that he went to a Fidelity Bank for a transaction, and the manager of the branch denied him what he wanted, and he made up his mind that he was going to buy this bank, and he bought the bank. And there's nowhere the son or the sons of or the people we call Nepo, there's no way anybody can enter today in Nigeria that Peter Obi cannot enter.
Exactly.
Is talent enough?
No, it's not enough.
It's not even scratching the surface.
You need talent.
Yeah.
You need hard work. Of course, you need resources. If you have access to resources, life becomes easier for you. You can try multiple things. You can play around with resources. You can push things here and push things there. I talk about Dangote today. Dangote can do just any business in Nigeria. Just any business. He has access to resources, humongous amount of resources, but he also has access to human capital. He can pay anybody. He can pay what? Anybody. He can pay anybody. To crack anything for him. All he needs to do is to say, I want to do this business. They are bringing 4,000 CNG-powered petrol tankers, petrol trucks into Nigeria. That is a nightmare. That operation alone is a nightmare. But this guy can do it because he has done it before. He bought trucks for all his cement distributors, and they manage that fleet successfully. So he can do this one. He invested about $20 billion. You know what that is? Do you know what that is? He can do just any business because he has now access to financial resources. He has access to human resources. He can do just anything. So talent is not enough. You need hard work. You need resources. But if you don't have resources, but you have talent, and then you can work hard, you can convert those two to resources. It might take you longer time that perhaps it would take an $10, but you will eventually get there. You will eventually get there. So I also give you an example. Look at Tony Elumelu. today, we don't know his father. But he can
Okay.
speak anywhere Otedola can speak. He can talk anywhere anybody else can talk. But we don't know his father. His father might be a middle-class man in the eastern part of the country. Is a possibility. Do you understand?
Yes,
Yeah.
of course.
But nobody knows his name. But we know Tony Elumelu today. And Tony Elumelu rub shoulders with the eyes and the mighty of the society. So talent is not enough. You need hard work. And if you hear the story of Tony Elumelu himself, you will know that it is the story of grass to grace.
So that's the real grass to grace.
Yes,
to that
that's the
point,
real,
yeah.
Lapo.
that's the real, the
Grass
real
to grass.
deal.
Yeah.
So I'm getting something from what you've seen, the examples that you've given, which is the fact that born Lapo doesn't mean you stay Lapo.
Yes, and born Nepo also doesn't mean
Doesn't
you
mean
say.
stay
Nepo.
Yes,
Yeah.
doesn't mean you will be relevant.
Yeah.
There are names that I can mention in Nigeria, but for sake of respect, you will not mention their name.
Right.
That you don't know where their children are today. That in the scheme of things in this country, in the scheme of things, in the scheme of things, even the fatherhood of some people that are in the highest position in Nigeria is in doubt. You don't know who is the father of who, but they were still able to get to where they are. Some people that we know their fathers, that we know their names, that their names opened doors in those days, they are nowhere to be found. So being a Nepo does not mean you will remain a Nepo. And being a Lapo does not mean you will die a Lapo.
So it's not an identity thing then.
It is not.
You can't say you are a lifelong Nepo.
No,
or
you are
lifelong
not. You are not. It's
Lapo.
just a temporary situation that you have found yourself.
Yeah.
The content of your character and the dint of hard work can take you to wherever you want to go.
Okay. Okay.
And almost 95% of the people doing well today were Lapos.
That's
Just check it.
that's something to think about.
Yes, just check it. Almost 95%. I don't have the statistics, and I cannot, start talking emphatically. That's why I had to put the word almost.
Almost. Okay.
So you just go and check it.
So
you will find out. We can start mentioning him. I mentioned Dr. Goodluck Jonathan. I mentioned even our current president.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So what is motivating that? Why is it? Because you would expect that if I'm born in a well-to-do family and I have the resources, I should be able to excel, right? But how come it's the flip side where you have the Lapo babies who fight their way through, become more prominent, and then they then convert their situation from Lapo to Nepo?
Complacency.
Okay.
Complacency.
Okay.
So if you are not self-driven, you are likely to be complacent at the touch of wealth. If you are not
Right.
self-driven,
Makes sense.
you must be self-motivated for you to continue, to move forward. My friend says you have to be hungry and angry at the same time.
Hungry and angry.
You must be hungry and hungry. You must be hungry for new opportunity,
Okay.
and you must be hungry that you don't want to go back to where you used to be.
Oh,
So you need the two. You must be dissatisfied with small things. You must be pushing for bigger things every minute and every day.
actually.
That's the only way to change your fortunes, to move from one level to the other. So in Nigeria today, you see a man who became what he became by hard work. The same man does not want his son or his daughter to work, forgetting that it is that same hard work
It's the same
that
hard
took
work
him
got
to
him
where he is.
Yeah. And that is so common.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That
And
is so
you
common.
see the son. Okay, so I was in a place. I was having a conversation with a young man. The young man said that it took his daughter to go to visit grandma, and then the girl misbehaved and he spanked her, and his mom, that's grandma, came and say, "Don't beat my child, don't beat my baby." And then he told me that this same grandma that is saying don't beat my baby beat a hell out of them when they were growing up.
These are the issues.
Yes.
So these are the problems that we have in the society. Little comfort. People start to, I don't want my daughter to suffer what I suffered. Forgetting that it is what you suffered that took you to where you are.
Exactly.
Well, you wouldn't blame them though, because at the end of the day, it's because they have, they worked for these resources just so that the family can be more comfortable. So if you have the resources, why should you then put your family at that, you now put them in a position where they would have to also would that be, put them in that position where they would have to undergo what you have gone through? Don't forget that it can be traumatic going through all of those processes to becoming who you are.
Here we're not talking about servitude. We're talking about hard work.
Yeah, yes.
There's a difference.
Because again,
There's a difference between servitude and hard work. You can be made to slave away.
Okay.
You can be made to, servitude is when you are made to slave away. While hard work is doing what you should do at the right time. Getting your kids to get up in the morning at the right time. Getting your kids to do their homework at the right time. Making sure that it is not one extra lesson teacher that is doing the homework for them. That is hard work. That is discipline. It can't stop people from saying certain things. We should just treat respect for humanity. I have just told you that whether you are Nepo or you are Lapo, everybody should be respected. So what we should teach, what we should concentrate on and teach is the fundamentals of respect. Whether you are from a rich home or from a poor home, you should just be respected if you have behaved well. If you have misbehaved, you should be punished. That's the way I think it should be. So our concentration here should be on letting the young ones know that respect is a fundamental thing. We should give it, and then we should also earn it. There's an adage in my place that says that if you have eaten, then the poverty that you have has been cut by half. Yes, in America they have food bank, they have food stamp, they have social programs, social welfare programs where people can go and eat for free. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So government needs to do that. They also have cash transfer. You can give people cash that will take care of their essential needs. Basic needs. Because if you have taken care of those basic needs, you can dream. But if you have not, you just want to survive. You're at survival level. And your survival instinct can take you to just anywhere. So government will help here. Government needs to do a lot more in this respect. They need to pull a lot more people out of poverty. They need to, taxation is very critical. The new policy, I think, is going to help. Taxation is critical, where you tax the poor less, and then you tax the rich more. So that you can achieve some level of reduce income inequality and achieve some level of egalitarian society where everybody is treated equally, where everybody seems to have access to almost the same things. You want to go to school, I want to go to school. We are all looking for the same thing.
Right.
And that's the truth. All of us in this room, we're looking for the same thing. You want meaning, I want meaning. And you can get meaning from education. You can get meaning from being financially okay.
Yes.
So we are all looking for, basically we are all looking for.
It's the search for meaning, yes.
Search for meaning.
Yes.
Search for meaning. And this conversation is about search for meaning.
Actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
It is.
Yes. At its very core, it is.
Yes, search for meaning.
Yes, because whether you're Nepo or Lapo,
you want to be respected.
Yes.
So you need the best brains to think for Nigeria. You need the best brain to come and solve our problems for us. So that's why we need to attract the best in those two fields. If there is no security, people can dream. You can travel at night. You can maximize the time that you have. If there is no insecurity in the country. But if there is insecurity, by 8 o'clock, everybody is rushing back home. You are limited.
Yes, you can't even leave.
You can't leave. You are limited.
You're limited, yes.
So where we are, we need the best brains to think for us, to help to resolve some of our problems. You can't put mediocres there. And you can't put mediocres in education. You can't put mediocres to teach the best brains.
Okay.
You can't give what you don't have.
In the case of Lapo and Nepo, for example, we understand that maybe there might be some influences behind why one is successful and the other is not. Maybe the spiritual aspect of things. So could you just expand on that a bit? Maybe tell us a bit more about what could possibly be the factors, spiritual factors as it were, that influence either someone either being on the Lapo side of things or on the Nepo side of things.
Okay, so, humans are spiritual beings too. So a lot of spiritual influence over our lives. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. And I believe that if I have any issue or challenges, if I talk to God, all I need to do is to have the time, create the time to talk to God. The scripture says, whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved.
Okay.
I believe in that scripture, and all I need to do is to call upon the name of the Lord for any challenges that I have, and I believe that I will be saved. Salvation that would come to you would not be instant. So there's a process.
There's a process, okay.
It's the process that people don't want to follow. And process will take time. You see people in secondary school who, in the university, even in the in secondary school, who are going into Yahoo, who are going into Yahoo Plus, who are doing all kinds of things. They do not want to follow the process, and they do not want to wait. So before you start blaming spirits for your problem, play your own part first.
Okay.
Follow the process. Follow the timing of things. And then do the part that you should do, which is hard work. Then you can now start. Hard work is important. Prayer is hard work. Prayer itself is hard work.
Actually.
That is the reason why some people will go to some Baba on the mountain to give them money for them to pray for them. It's because they cannot do that hard work.
Okay.
So whosoever calls upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you can put in that hard work. Let me give you my experience.
Okay.
Many years ago when I got married, and then we were looking for the fruit of the womb, my wife had 4 miscarriages. One of the miscarriages was twins.
Oh, wow. My
encouragement to my wife is that I used to say it to her in Yoruba. What I was telling her was that we'll continue to pray. If there's a spirit behind this our problem, as we get tired, the spirit itself will get tired. Eventually, we got our breakthrough. Eventually, after 5 years, we got our first child. And after the first child, we waited for another 12 years. So you see that it's not easy anywhere. is because you haven't had other people's stories. You don't get my point.
Yes, so it's like there was perseverance, there hard work too.
There is perseverance, there is hard work, there is trust in God, there is doing your own part of the deal. Nigerians, particularly the youth, my encouragement is find out what you should do and then do it to the best of your abilities.
Okay.
After you have done it,
so
then you can complain.
But make sure you do those.
Make sure you have done it.
Okay.
And everybody who has done it, they don't complain again.
Actually. So I think the real issues most people face then, based on what you're saying, is that they don't want to follow the process.
Yes.
They want some quick wins,
Yes,
shortcuts.
shortcuts.
And then
Shortcuts.
it doesn't happen, and then
We're talking about Dangote today. Dangote is, I think, 67 or 65, thereabout. Dangote is between 65 and 67. Dangote started this business when he was younger than 20. It means that he has been running this business for 45 years.
Actually, yeah.
How many people out there are willing to put in 45 years of hard work?
Into anything, actually.
But they want the success of hard work. No.
Again, I'm trying not to go into all of this. Again, it will take us back to the beginning of this conversation. Dangote, hard work pays. But hard work without resources to push you further keeps you in one position, and which was what we were talking about, right? So if I don't have the right push, no matter how working I am as an individual, chances are that I will not make progress or make as much progress as desired.
So I think the problem comes when we are comparing results, right?
We're not
if
comparing.
You started
Just
from
hold on.
point
Just
10,
hold on. I'm not comparing results. Dangote, whether we like it or not,
Let me help you. Let me help you.
A family.
Hold on. Let me help you.
Okay.
You are still happy.
Everybody needs help.
Yes.
Everybody.
The right help.
Everybody needs a push.
Yes.
Exactly.
Whether you are Dangote, whose grandfather was Dantata,
Yeah, the Dantata.
you need help.
Yes.
Or you are Notedola, whose father was a former governor of Lagos.
You
need help.
Yeah.
Or you are a Goodluck Jonathan who started with nothing. Somebody helped him politically.
Yeah.
You need help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you are a Tinubu that I believe that his mother, Mama, helped. You need help. Or you are, for instance, an Aregbe Shola that was picked up by Tinubu from almost nowhere, and he was pushed forward and helped. But we have a sure help in God. God has helped people. He's in the business of helping people, and he can help anybody today. So if you don't have human help, God can also send help to you from nowhere. But God usually would use human beings to help you.
Exactly.
And your character,
Destiny helpers.
your character, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself. The Bible says that a spider takes hold with its hands, and it is found in the king's palace. A spider takes hold with his hands, and it is found in the king's palace. The meaning of that scripture is that when you do what you should do, when you should do it, and how you should do it, somebody will recognize what you are doing, and then they will pull you up.
Exactly.
People everywhere, even thieves, are looking for honest accountants that will count their money. Armed robbers don't want to give their money to thieves.
Okay, yeah. So let's begin to wind down now. What would be your final words to people out there who are constantly engaging in these, I should be appreciated more because I'm having to work 10 times harder, or the people who are saying, I'm not the reason why your father is poor. Cut me some slack and stop accusing me of being a privileged child. What would be your your advice and talk to them just so that people know.
First of all, my advice is not to them. I will advise them, but my first advice is that well-meaning Nigerians should get into governance. Political governance. We need to get into that space. We cannot leave that space alone. A single policy of government can turn around the lives of 80% of Nigerians. Sure. Just a single policy. I'll give you an example. One, when this current government said subsidy is now gone. I am sure that everybody in this studio has been impacted one way or the other by that single policy.
Of course.
I bet to say that almost 99% of Nigerians are feeling it.
Of course.
Therefore, well-meaning people need to get into that space and help to reduce the inequalities in the country. If they do that, the complaints will reduce. That's one. Why we wait for people to get into that space, I just advise the young ones to take it easy and work hard.
Advising the young ones to take it easy. Work hard.
Yep.
It's a nice space to cut it for today. I want to say a big thank you to you for making it possible for us to have this conversation. And the truth is, you've also shed light on being balanced. So what we basically try to do is to mediate between the Nepo Babies and the Lapo Babies, to say, Lapo Babies, cut them some slack. Nepo Babies, behave yourself and respect or appreciate the efforts of the Lapo Babies. And we are Lapo Babies. We're still working very hard. And for every...
You're no longer a baby.
I would have thought babies...
For every Lapo baby out there, working hard to ensure...
Actually, somebody said that you can blame your parents for whatever they did or they didn't do. Yes. But when you are 30, you cannot blame anybody else. Somebody should even be blaming you for not doing what you should do.
Okay, so we don't have the privileges, but we're working for the privileges now, and so we cannot ask or tell our parents why they didn't become the $10 parents, but we're taking the bull by the horn and then clearing our own path. That is a nice place to say a big thank you. Lola?
Yep.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so
Lola,
much for coming. And yes, I think the lesson still remains that irrespective of where you started, Nepo or Lapo, the point is work hard, be diligent at what you do, follow the process, and the results will come. So from me, it's thank you for watching. And Emmanuel, any...
it's basically to appreciate all our viewers out there who have stayed with us through to this point. We appreciate you. We see your comments on the socials. We see how you have also shared content and have commented. We want you to keep it coming because the platform is designed to educate, entertain, and as well as inspire elevated living. From all of us in the studio, I want to say a big thank you to you. My name remains Emmanuel, and bye for now.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.